Hello there everyone, welcome back to BrokeNbricks. My name is Owen, and today is a very exciting video because all of the Lego Avengers Doomsday sets have been officially revealed. I believe these were revealed at Comic-Con, and they aren't available on the Lego website at the time that I'm recording this, but if you are in the US or Canada, then you can pre-order them on Best Buy, which is where most of these images are from. So in this video, I'm going to go through the images and obviously give my thoughts on them. So we will start with the first one, which is the Doctor Doom bust. This is set number 76345 with 379 pieces and is coming out on the 1st of September for, I think, $50 US, 50 euros, and £42 in the UK. We have had images of this one for quite a while, so I kind of already said everything that I wanted to say about this in my last Doomsday video. But basically, I do think this is good for what it is, but the bust sets in general just don't interest me. And the Doctor Doom minifigure is coming in the 3 other sets too, so there's just really not a reason for me to get this one, so I'm just going to kind of skip over it. So these next 3 sets are all coming out on the 4th of October, starting with the Avengers Doomsday Quinjet. This is set number 76347 with 433 pieces, and it's going to be $60 US, 60 euros, and I think £55. I think the only prices that we have confirmed right now are the US prices, so I might be getting some of the other ones wrong. So obviously this Quinjet is quite small, which I don't mind too much because we have had a good amount of the full-sized ones. And it is a new Avengers Quinjet, as you can tell from the logo on the wings. But even though it's small, I think they've done a really good job here. I do like the shaping of the wings, and the black and grey and red colour scheme looks really good. And of course you can open up the cockpit to fit a pilot. And then you could also lower the ramp at the back and lift up most of the roof for your interior access. Where there isn't much space, I reckon you could probably fit maybe 3 minifigures in there sat down, and you can also see that there is a control panel on the back wall. Moving on to the minifigures, we of course have another Doctor Doom, and I've already given my thoughts on this minifigure. I think he's pretty perfect. Then we have our first ever minifigure of a live action Cyclops, and he looks great with the more comic accurate suit. And then we have a new version of the Thing, who is shirtless this time, with the dual molded legs too. That looks really good. Although I'm still not a fan of what they're doing with the gauntlet pieces, I definitely think LEGO needs to work on a solution for bulkier minifigures. And unfortunately there isn't a close-up picture, but the set also does come with Sam Wilson as Captain America. I think he is using pre-existing pieces, apart from of course the legs, which are dual molded and printed, which is insane. I can't believe that LEGO actually went out of their way to do that. My biggest problem with LEGO Marvel has always been the lack of detail on minifigures, and it definitely seems that with these Doomsday sets, the minifigure budget has been maxed out, as we will also see with the next 2 sets. Next up, we have the set which I think people are the most excited for. This is set number 76348, the Epic Battle Avengers Doomsday. This has 846 pieces and will be $100 US and I think 100 euros and £90 UK. They've done a really good job with the build for the Sentinel. It looks very clean and very poseable too. It does have elbow joints and I think it might have knee joints too. And the set also comes with an extra damaged head and an arm too, so you can add those to the main build to make it look like the Sentinel's being destroyed. Or you can just have those lying on the ground as the remains of a different Sentinel. And it does come with a display base, which I'm glad they made it quite small so it's not using a whole lot of the parts count. This is of course representing the ruins of the X-Mansion. You can see the sign for Xavier's school. This is another really good set for minifigures. We of course have another Doctor Doom. And then we have Thor, who I think is entirely using pre-existing pieces, which I don't mind too much for his outfit because it is quite similar to other movies. But I'm just really getting tired of this endgame Thor head that they use for every Thor minifigure now. It just doesn't work. I just wish they'd stop cheaping out and actually make a proper new one. Then we have Reed Richards, who does have a new face print, which I think works a lot better than the one from last year. And he does also have the Avatar legs this time, which I feel like a lot of people were asking for, so it is nice that they decided to give us those. The only problem here is the torso, because he does have a new white jacket in Doomsday. And it is possible that LEGO didn't know about that, but I feel like it's more likely that they just decided to cheap out by using the same torso as last year. And then we have Mystique, Nightcrawler, and Magneto, and these all look amazing. They have all new prints for everything. This is what I was talking about earlier with saying that the minifigures for this wave feel like they're much higher budget than normal because all of these have leg printing. Magneto is probably my favourite one here. He looks really cool with the grey cloak. He seems to be embracing his inner Gandalf. Apart from those nitpicks about Thor and Mr. Fantastic, this is an amazing minifigure lineup, and I will probably be getting this on day one. And finally, we have my personal favourite. This is set number 76352, the Avengers Doomsday New Avengers Tower. This has 954 pieces and will be coming out for $110 US. I will say that I'm not too sure about these light blue structures on the outside. I definitely think those should be black, so I will probably be colour swapping those when I get the set. But the actual core Avengers Tower does look really good. I really like the brick-built Avengers logo on the front. And this can connect to the other mini Marvel modulars with the Technic pins. On the back of the box you can see the different interior rooms, so the ground floor is a reception area, and outside in the trash you can see Stormbreaker and Mjolnir for some reason. That's kind of a strange funny detail. The first floor is a control room with a big stickered screen with the New Avengers logo, and then the second floor is a living space. You can see there's a table with a milkshake for Bob, and then the top floor is a lab and also a prison. And it does have the landing pad outside, and then there's a whole bunch of details on the roof. And that brings us to the minifigures, which are almost absolutely perfect. We do, of course, have another Doctor Doom. Then we have Yelena Belova, and I'm not too sure about the choice for the hairpiece, but apart from that, I absolutely love this minifigure. She has a completely new and unique face print with her blue eyeliner. And then again, dual molded and printed legs, which is way more than what I would have expected for this. So I'm really happy with this one. This has probably been my most wanted Marvel minifigure for the past year since Thunderbolts came out. And then we have Bucky Barnes, who is looking great in the torso and the legs. Not so much in the face and the hair. I don't know what they were thinking. This really just doesn't look right at all to me. I'm starting to really hate that face print, so I will definitely be swapping that out and the hair too. But it's nice to see that the printed vibranium arm has made a comeback. Red Guardian looks perfect. He is so well detailed. He has printed everything, and he does also come with his shield. You can see that in some of the other pictures. And then we have Sentry, who is another perfect one. He looks so good with the gold suit and again printed legs. And finally, we have the Flame-On version of the Human Torch, which is something a lot of people wanted out the Galactus set, so it is nice that they did finally make him. And I do really like how this one turned out, especially with the Ghost Rider hairpiece. So once again, aside from a couple of little nitpicks, this is an outstanding minifigure selection, and I will absolutely be getting this set on day one. We never did get any sets for the Thunderbolts movie last year, so this feels like really good compensation, and hopefully they do finish off the team by giving us John Walker and Ghost in the future. So that is all of the Lego Avengers Doomsday sets that are coming out this year. So just to kind of summarise my thoughts, I'm very indifferent on the bust. I do quite like the Quinjet, but it's just one of those sets where I am mostly going to be buying it for the minifigures. And then apart from a couple of problems with some of the minifigures, the Sentinel Battle and the new Avengers Tower both look amazing, so I will definitely be getting both of those on day one. Just to be clear, the issues that I do have with a couple of those minifigures are quite minor, and I can definitely tell that LEGO's put a lot more budget into the minifigures in general than they normally do with Marvel. Normally half of these would have reused head prints and plain legs, so I definitely appreciate the extra effort that they put in this time, and hopefully that does continue in the future. Anyway, that is going to be it for this video, so if you enjoyed it, please leave a like and consider subscribing to my channel, and do let me know your thoughts on these LEGO Doomsday sets in the comments. Thank you everyone very much for watching, and hopefully I will see you in the next video.
Good, Anakin, good. Subscribe. Subscribe now. I should. Do it.